What's going on, everybody? It's Dom back here. Uh, Different type of video. We're gonna be going in and talking about the Arma community today, what's happened today, and how this impact is gonna ripple and scare the life out of a lot of people, honestly. So, for those unaware, within the Fallout community for Arma today, Aftermath and Project Purity went down. Project Purity is a newer mod within the Fallout community, and then you have Aftermath, which has been around for shoot, I think like at least the last 2 3 years. Now, why it's important is because these are communities full of people. Just imagine if one day you're playing and you have your big group you've been playing with, like Star Wars, World War II, modern day, Warhammer, Halo, and that just covers so many different scopes of people who come to Arma, and why it's so important that Arma is its sandbox game. I think Arma at its core is way more of a sandbox game. I call it almost milsim gmod, but then it's just different coats of paint, whether it be Fallout, Star Wars, World War II, etc. And so imagine one whole group of that just being yanked away. And I feel like just over the years with Arma, that's just something that happens more and more and more. And we just don't talk about it as much as there's just the yanking away of people wanting to play this game. Aside from all the individual people who cause drama in this game, which is throughout many games in general, the more deeper you get into it. I think people who just want to sit back and play the damn game, they're the most impacted by this whole thing. And that's why this sucks. For instance, I went and got like 4 or 5 new friends into Arma just this past 2 weeks because of the Steam Summer Sale. It's the low. This game is typically very fucking outrageously high when you start getting the game, the DLCs, everything, and then you get the pop-ups and people are like, well, I might as well get that, you know. So it's great to see it on sale because typically it was of that status with, like, games like GTA where it just never went on sale. So now you can get more people into it, especially at a state right now for the game, especially as they're trying to push for Forger and push the next generation of Arma. You want to get people on Arma 3 so they can start, community building, getting a touch of it, even though it is going to be a bit different in the future. And so I got these friendo bendos into Arma, specifically Fallout Arma. Oddly enough, the bad choice on me, I guess, on this one. And we were playing, having a good time. And now, what am I supposed to say today? Oh, guys, sorry, some assholes went into the Arma Discord. And it's no secret. If you go into the Arma Discord, it is a cesspool of just that IP rights violation channel of people browsing through mods on the workshop, wanting to get them taken down, wanting them to get DMCA'd. They just do it for fun. There's no, you know, they're not hiding anyone's ass. They're not saving anyone's ass. The the whole purpose of that is to just take down mods, which, yeah, there are a lot of mods on the Arma community. Arma's got that thing of like Gmod 2 where it's been around for so long that someone's taken a thing, put it in their mod without permission. They've taken the thing, and they've made money off of someone else's work. It's more than just a simple retexture and, like, okay, my Spartan armor is cool and he's green and blue and he's got my name on it. It's different than, that where it's, oh, hey, I can take this guy's all of his models and all the work he's done, charge money for it. I think that's a whole different level of Arma when it comes to this whole modding situation and take. You have the side who just want to play the damn game, honestly. All right. And then you have the side who wants to make money off of it, and where you really just blur those lines a little bit is when you see, okay, then you have some modders who are making money off of donations or Patreon, and it's like, okay, where is that okay with the donation side? Is it a donation for a new model to come into the mod? Is that wrong or is that okay? is a retexture just completely wrong? But then it's like, okay, you got the Patreons. And it's like that's still flowing in somehow, probably to get extra stuff in there. So I think it's a very blurry take on it, and Arma has had things come across, um, where it's more of like the Gmod side, where you can get like the darker piece skins and all that. We've had those types of situations, and fairly within the Armor community, they've been very shunned. I'll say that. But um, if you take a look at the Armor Workshop, it's very it's like the same route as Gmod, and it's like, why is Gmod okay over here and then Arma's not? Because very clearly they're both still ripped on both sides. And I think that's the greatest argument to save a lot of these mods. But I don't think whoever calls the shot on killing off these mods fully understands that Arma 1 already it's on a downward spiral when it comes to player base. It hasn't hit that point of like sloping up and down like a roller coaster, sadly. If you go and look at Steam DB right now on their latest game, Armor Forger, a game that like I want it to succeed. You like, as an Arma player, you're just like, I want it to succeed. I know it's not Arma 4, but you're like, if this, they already got our money. They already got my money. They already got a lot of people's money on that, and most people won't even touch it. They'll just go back to Arma 3, but letting that be the basis for modders, for modders. But maybe this is that shift where Arma saying, Beam Interactive, whoever's calling the shots. I don't believe entirely it's Beam Interactive. I believe it's just individual, yes, isolated people. I don't think it's right to blame the whole group. Just like with the modders, in general, I've seen whole mod teams for mods where it's like, okay, the guy who just wants the code and have a great day versus the guy who wants to try to make some money off of it versus the guy who is going in there viciously, saying that he runs the mod, he should run the unit communities too. And I know this is a lot of digesting, a lot of take. I think majority of this video is just me getting to express my anger on this whole situation. As someone who has played so much of this damn game in the last 10 years, and seen just the wide scope of art from modern day RP, uh, Star Wars, Warhammer, Fallout, it's PvP nights, even BIA, where they had people paid to play as like the historical reenactors, I guess you could say that. And even then, that was controversial. Hi, dog. Welcome for the cameo. Thank you. And so, you know, even people had a problem with that. And so, my opinion on things really vary. But let me give them down. My opinion is just 2 cents. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just guy screaming at a camera, just like most people. I don't call the shot at the end of the day, but I just let myself be a voice. And maybe that voice is echoed throughout some other people. They feel the same way, but they don't have a channel or an outlet, or they don't want to go and scream on the forums just to get banned, or scream on, Twitter or whatever they're going to scream on too. At least me just saying my thoughts and what I feel about this one on my YouTube channel, they'll be out there and everyone will know how I feel about this. And so, that being said, so in the case of something like BIA, we'll start there, but that's a great example. I was a member of something like that for a while, and I think at the end of the day, didn't make a dime off of it. The guy who ran the thing, he lost thousands of dollars each month. And Arma's game, you gotta kind of be prepared to lose some money on. If you wanted to play with a group of friends, um, you can do it free. But if you're playing with massive amounts of people, then you're getting into team speed costs, server costs. The difference that set him aside compared to other units is that he wanted people to historically reenact events like World War II. So he had professional players with that element to it, whether it be scripters or medics, tankers, squallers, all that. I think that's completely fine if you're willing to take the money, do your position. I don't see it as a problem at all. Another thing on this whole scope of just giving out opinions on this that I do see as a problem is if you do have a mod out there and you're doing the Gmod route of things, where it's like, okay, hop on a server and you got to pay $5-10 to use this model. I've never been a fan of that. I personally think you could incorporate something else, a level based thing or RP based thing to get such items. I think having monetary blockage behind a model itself isn't cool. But I will say having monetary blockage behind a cosmetic of a retexture is completely fine. And this is where this will be very differing degrees of people. You know, if somebody wants to say, hey, I'll give you $5, take my World War II uniform and slap on there Born to Kill, no problem. Look, the dude wanted something cool. You wanted to pay him. Hopefully you didn't give him too much money for something like that. But you know what? Stuff like that I think is cool. You know, um, Even so, I think donating money towards a mod to get models, I think that's completely fine. Uh, Patreon, all that, I think it has to be grouped in the same category because you can't use that as a loophole of like, okay, he threw money in my PayPal. Here's the Patreon that's for helping me be a good modder when that's just probably getting funneled into getting cool more stuff, more models, more time to put towards the mod and whatnot. And there's way more, things you can leave them down in the comments down below of questions of like, hey, what do you think about this scenario though? And I'll give them out to you. I'll think about it and say, okay, yeah, maybe this would be actually a thing I would agree with or disagree with. But end of day, to not have this video drag out and go much longer, as is just a, hey, I woke up, stuff's disappearing off of the workshop, which I already say, that's not cool. I don't like how I wake up and Arma updates to give me gigabytes back. Like, that's a funny thing to say, is I'm so used to taking my gigabytes off my computer, but giving it back to me, I'm like, what is going on? So that's a weird thing. I don't want this to be the underground railroad of mods again. For anyone that's ever used Google Drives or Arma Syncs, they're gonna find a way around it. But all you're doing is pushing people away. The die-hard people who want to play Star Wars or Fallout or whatever you're taking away, they're gonna find a way to play it again. They're gonna get on their Google Drives, their Arma Syncs. Hell, I was talking to Jocasta a while back, saying how it'd be cool if they had their own launcher just to load into a thing. Like, for instance, something as big as the 501st. One of the biggest reasons Arma got it's the equivalent of, I will say this, it's the equivalent of DayZ with Arma 2 with something like Star Wars and the 501st. No matter what your opinion is on that one, I think you can still see and be like, okay, it got such a following that way. Arma 3 got such a following from that as DayZ did, helping out Arma 2. And so if they had something where it was just a launcher and it had its mods and updated and it's like Arma Sync, you know, they're gonna find a way. Someone's gonna, and they'll probably funnel money into that project too. So, at the end of the day, the diehards will find a way to continue playing. But it's what really sucks is what happens when those diehards stop. Because I've seen a lot of good Arma modders stop, and it sucks. And one of them that I absolutely love with all my heart is Web Knight. I've known for the last couple of years. What's going to happen if the Arma community breaks that man and takes him away from us? You know what I mean? Like, you're preventing more cool shit coming out. Like, Arma's base game doesn't have jumping. Arma's base game don't have women. Arma's base game don't have melee. You know, a lot of things that modders gave us. That guess what? It probably should have been in the game at the get go. They're just now getting to that stuff in Reforger all these years later, and you know what? It's great. But like I said, Reforger's player base right now it's at about 130 players right now. Yeah, it's 10 in the morning, but it's the summer, and come the weekend, it wasn't looking that high when I was looking at the player counts. But maybe that's because there's still the Arma 3 players who are doing stuff versus the Reforger people who are just, you know, struggling to get people to play or struggling to play because it crashes. So I think long long story short behind this whole rant is that I've seen the Arma community for 10 years. I've seen a lot of horrible shit between modders, individuals, and I think it's at a point where maybe it was getting to the Wild West of mods for a bit, but now it's like getting more policed at this point, and it's getting to a point of just like I said, a hateful amount of going like I can't even look at the Armor 3 Discord and not just want to throw up in my fucking mouth. Like it's that level of just like guys, you know what I mean? Like, let's just play the damn game. If you want to play modern day or World War II or Vietnam or Star Wars, Halo, Fallout, Warhammer, Command and Conquer, whatever, you know, no one's painting a bullseye on all these other mods outside of our little realm, honestly. In Arma, when it comes to like Gmod Star Wars mods or like old world blues with Hearts of Iron. No one's really painting that bullseye there. Why are we painting a bullseye on ourselves? Because you're just giving yourself way too much of a loud voice. And I think that's kind of what happened probably with the Fallout Aftermath and Project Purity community. Is because somebody had such a big voice, they got that bullseye, and somebody, with a neck beard got angry and got involved and took it down, all because someone didn't like the competing mods. So with that being said, stop making anime waifu discords that have no relation just to be spiteful and take down other people's mods. Stop witch hunting through the mod files. That would be appreciated for the community. And ultimately, this sounds weird to say, but kind of just stick in your circle of what you want to play. You know, for someone who says, "Yeah, go explore all the mods," I think if you just want to do modern day or you just want to do Fallout, don't get fucking pissy because not many people are joining your modern day thing because they're too busy having fun in Star Wars. So don't ruin it for the Star Wars guys. Same thing with the Warhammer guys getting into World War II and hating them. Like, don't cross community. Make a cesspool and just like a plague of just hate in that regard. Like, guys, let's just what's the saying? Make Arma, not war or something. Like, let's just play this damn game and have some fun. And that's all I can really say on it. I'm gonna sound like a broken record eventually, but I think about 20 minutes of this rant is more than enough time. I don't want to revisit this for a long time. Honestly, I don't want to go back to a video like this. I don't think I've ever had to do one like this. Maybe once or twice ever. But like, ARM is a thing where it's getting to a point where it just sucks because I got so many new friends in on this thing, and like I said, now you have to go and tell them, be like, "Oh yeah, that cool thing we were doing, just throw it out the fucking window." Yeah, there goes that. So, all right, everybody. Well, with that one, have a great day. Sound off in the comments down below. Give me your opinions on everything going on in the Armor realm. If you got any questions for me, I'll answer them throughout the day and whatnot. And you'll still see more armor content on this channel for the time being. But at least when it comes to stuff that's getting taken down, I don't know about that one, guys. So take care.